Im Rest Europas ist es ja noch einmal ein Spürchen billiger, als
Ja.
in eurer schönen Republik.
Interessant ist, dass sich hier die Leute, sie äußern sich nicht über die Trump-Regierung, oder? Sie sprechen nicht darüber, sie beklagen sich nur, dass die Preise hochgehen, die Mieten sind gestiegen, die Lebenskosten sind gestiegen und das macht ihnen Sorge, oder?
Ja, Gott. Das ist schon auch ein wichtiges Thema, glaube ich. Die haben Angst, teilweise.
Ja, sie sind verunsichert, das ist schon so. Aber eben, lustig ist, sie äußern sich nicht, sie haben irgendwie Angst vor Repressalien. Also eben so, der Trend geht in die Richtung, oder? Die Leute, die sich da dagegen stemmen, die werden radikal, werden sie da verfolgt und das ist so ihre Angst, oder? Also man spürt das, sie sprechen es nicht, aber man spürt es. Und bei
Maite is
Lockheed
joining us.
Martin, oder bei Lockheed Martin ist natürlich die Produktion da von den Kampfflugzeugen FA-35 ein Thema. Und wenn du da sprichst, wie sieht das aus da für Europa, für die Schweiz insbesondere, oder? Weil die Schweiz hat ja ein großes Missverständnis. Sie hat dann geglaubt, dass das Fixpreise sind, oder? Und
Ja,
das ist noch spannend, oder?
ja. Anahit, great that you're here. No, you're not hearing us. I think the audio is not really working yet. And Moria,
Moria ist
yeah.
noch nicht da. Ja.
I think she is in another meeting and already connecting.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we are waiting, huh?
2 more minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if all our participants um, registered via Eventbrite, so I think.
Oh, people are coming now.
Oh, they're coming. Great. Hi, Jess.
Hello, Jessica.
Hi, everyone.
Good to see you.
Hey,
Hello,
Anait,
everyone.
good morning.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Rudolph.
Hi, Manfred.
Good to see you.
Hi. Yeah. Hi, Anne. And the
Hi,
others.
hi,
Hello,
hello.
good morning.
Good evening from India.
Good morning from Atlanta. We have 8 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And good
We are
afternoon from
5:30
the
in the
UK.
evening. I guess we are bookmarking everyone into the time zone, 8 o'clock to 5:30. Let's see if anyone from Australia joins in.
Yes, a global world.
Hi, Manfred, do you have the host key?
Try to find out, but no, I'm not the host.
No, no one's the host. I asked if you have the host key.
I don't have.
Oh, I don't remember it. I'll have to check it a minute to look and check it. I don't know why I don't see it.
Just try if I can share my screen. That would be great. So maybe that works. Just a second.
Here I go. I see it now. Just a minute.
So I think I'm sharing my screen. Yes.
But now, okay. I claimed
Wonderful.
host. So we have a host, and I'll turn you to be
Co-host.
no, I'll do something else. I'll turn you to be the host,
Okay.
and you manage everything, and you also make the people that you want to speak co-hosts. So you're the host now.
Just checking. Yeah, I see. I have this little red option. That's great. Yeah, I'm missing a few of our guests. Jessica's here. That's good. Yeah.
We have 60 people who have registered. So I
Yeah.
would assume that we have something like 30 that attend, but let's see.
Yeah. Hi, Simon. Good to see you.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me well? Because I had to change my AirPods last minute.
Perfect.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, well, let's give the opportunity. If we have so many registrants, I think we should wait a few minutes, give them a chance.
It's so nice to meet you all here. So I haven't seen, and so happy to see and get new insights and new knowledge. Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, Tibor. Good, you made it.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Great. So wonderful. The room is filling. Hi, Ada. Well, great to see you too.
Hi, Manfred.
Hi.
Hi, Moria. Hi, everyone else.
Pavel is here already. That's quite unexpected. Alexandra is here. That's great.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, how was your trip?
A little bit exhausting, but we arrived about 5 minutes ago.
That's commitment, huh? I hope you didn't run too many risks.
No.
Yeah. So I think we're approaching 20 people. I think that should be fine. Let's give it a few more seconds. I really wish to have 20 people here, and I miss a few ones before we start. Just checking my emails.
Manfred, Zoltan can't connect for us because
I know that. So that's why you are here, and I'm happy that you made it. Thank you. Yeah. Cool. So 19, one more to go. Just check my other device. So it's still 19. I think I will start and share a screen with you. So this should be an event on time. We have about 1 hour to 90 minutes, depending on. So let's use our time well. I'm really happy that you made it. And I'm particularly happy, Moria, that you made it here as the spiritus rector of this wonderful event. You conceived this wonderful format of a sharing session and already guided us through 4 sessions. So this is number 5 and has a focus on Europe. I think a few people will come and share their insights, particularly in the context of our Knowledge Week, which is coming in a few weeks in October. So in the one screen you could see, we have the date 20 to 24th of October, and I hope to see you all in that particular week. You can still book your slots, but Moria, I think we have plenty of time in the planning events. There is one not next week, but the week after, isn't it? Where there is more opportunity to learn about the planning for KM sharing week.
Indeed, if anyone wants to be part of the steering team, please contact me and I'll add you to the list.
Wonderful. Yeah. So I think that's an excellent opportunity to showcase your work and meet and network with other people. So The agenda today is quite simple. It's networking and collaborating together. I think this is the focus of Europe, and I've here a little arrow which is spinning clockwise. So if that is inspiring, maybe we start just somewhere, and the arrow starts in Slovenia. So I'm happy that Ida and Simon are here, and we just march once around the clock, through Europe and share our experiences. I see that the first two speakers, no, the first three are already here. I'm waiting for my German friends. Hungary is here, Switzerland is here, so we are more or less complete. And if Carsten is not making it, don't worry. Moria, I think you want to tell us something. Just feel free.
Yes, so we'll do it a concise, quick, so that we have time for all the speakers. The idea of a KM Global Week is to draw awareness, to draw desire, to draw knowledge, to draw routines of more knowledge management in more organizations and more understanding of knowledge management. I'm looking at the ADCOM model. We're looking at all the levels: reinforcement, abilities, knowledge, desire, and awareness. And we are starting with awareness. From year to year, we are holding more and more activities, and we hope this year that anyone that can hold even a tiny activity, it doesn't have to be an event. It can be a quiz, a riddle, a game, a afternoon with some people, whatever you want. It's like Woodstock. You don't need permission. Just do, share, speak KM. If anyone wants ideas, please come to us and we can explain. A. B, whatever you do, please tell us so that we publish it, even if it's a closed event. If we publish it, more people will know about it, and we will have more chances and more opportunities to inspire additional people in holding this year or next year additional events and activities. So now, this is all speaking about 2025. Now we are ending a series, the series of 5 meetings of sharing the insights, what happened in KM Global Week 2024. And last but not least, of course, would be Europe. And each time we ask a local person from that continent to lead the meeting. So I'll stop speaking about Knowledge Management Global Knowledge Week of 2025. We are now moving to 2024. We are focusing on Europe, and Manfred, as one of our chair leads of KMGN, and of course coming from Europe, will lead this meeting. And please, everyone, listen, learn, get inspired, and we will all be doing better KM based on that today and tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Moria. I really learned a lot from the KMGN teams. And one of those key messages was the collaboration part. There are lots of people. I think, Rudolf, you are one of them, and Moria, obviously, that you know Olga so well. So I think this collaboration is a very big word. And I think this is an excellent opportunity for today to not only just download stuff and experiences, but collaborate in a real interactive way. So I prepared a few slides and maybe opportunity. So this is a structure how we could share our sharing, and there's 6 simple questions. What worked last year or in the last year, like the period? What did not work? Yeah, what was surprising? What might be interesting for others? Yeah, what might be interesting for my own team? What is still a challenge, and what are stories to spread? In the last contribution by Pavel, we will hear a lot about storytelling, maybe. But I think that's a simple structure, and maybe you have an answer on that. Just maybe 1 or 2 answers, not necessarily to answer all those questions, but if you choose, we could collect those insights, and I prepared a list which is down here, and should be easy to share. I'm copying the link. I tried to, and definitely will share it in the chat in a second. Give me a second. So you could add your insights while you listen. Okay, and then we can visualize it and share it. We will go clockwise, as I mentioned before, and Slovenia. Ida and Simon, you have prepared a few of your insights. And so we move on. We have a few minutes, like 5 to 10 minutes for each country, and then have a discussion, maybe try to collaborate. And the final outcome should be a heat map. If you share, if you contribute, we can do that. Yeah, I will give you the Flourish surface, which is just a visual, and then we can do something like that. So add this list and answer those questions, and then have an insight but what that might be, and yeah, let's give it a try, and let's start with Ida and Simon. I think you start with Slovenia, and I hope you can share your presentation. I tried to make you co-host. Just give me a second. Make you co-host. So, and Simon, where are you? Wonderful. Ida, can you talk? Just give me a little voice.
Yeah, do you hear me?
I can hear you. Excellent.
Okay. Simon, will you start? I'm just
No, you
searching
can
for
go
our
first.
news.
No problem.
Let me just I try to find the resource to share.
In the meantime, I share with you the link to this spreadsheet I was starting with. So just in case, you find something stimulating, just add it in and include your messages. What have you learned? Yeah. So it should be quite simple. No?
Yeah.
Ida.
Okay. So we will share insights into the chat into your later on when we stop speaking.
Perfect.
Yeah. Simon, I would like to show actually the news that you prepared after our event. Maybe if you find it, I cannot find it at the moment, but I can share it later on. But basically, maybe a story from Slovenia with Simon. We are collaborating very well. So I come from Center of Excellence in Finance, and Simon is from School of Economics and Business. We are both from Ljubljana, and actually, thanks to Vincent Rivière, that we all know, we got to know each other. Actually, we needed a bit to go to Thailand to come back to Slovenia and get to the collaboration. And last year, when with Simon we started to brainstorm what we could do, we said, but actually we need to work more together, but we don't know each other really well. For this reason, together we organized what was it, 2-hour session at the school. So Simon really organized very well. He got on board the professors from the university, from the school, and actually on our site we invited our colleagues. So this was a really good opportunity because through different, let's say, knowledge cafes, we got to know different projects or research that colleagues of Simon do. And I would say that what was good, that first we connected, because first time we worked as institutions, not as individuals. It was not me and Simon anymore, but it was really our team and their team, their department, or the working group that they have. And out of that, I saw your question, what was interesting, that during that day, a professor or a lady was sick and she didn't attend the event, but actually later on, we collaborated with her the most after. So because we met on other occasion and she said, yeah, I was missing and I really wanted to be there. So this somehow is interesting point that even though she was not there, she really was passionate to share more about her work. So later on, she came to CEF. Maybe Simon, before I then ask you to add maybe to more of the insights from the event, I would just add that in the same week we did more of this knowledge management awareness in my organization, so internally. I was daily sending like a newsletter or messages to colleagues on different aspects of knowledge management. And we had like printed plastic cards or different definitions from knowledge management so that colleagues could, while they're having coffees, they can read and learn a bit. What still, of course, there are rooms for improvement is that the ownership of knowledge management was still more on me and a few of us, but I really want to spread this. I would say that more as a consequence of this year, I see that colleagues are getting more aware that knowledge management is not just something of me and my team, but is something that is actually what the whole organization needs. So we are doing little steps, especially then in connection to AI. So also one of our colleagues then went to training on knowledge management in connection to AI. So for me, the, let's say, good result out of these slow pieces, these activities is that people are getting the ownership and understanding that KM is a matter of all of us. So it's not just what I want to do for the organization. And here I will stop. In the meantime, I will try to find the news from the event that with Simon we had. And Simon, if you can please add a few more things.
Yes, thank you, Aida. I already pasted the link in the chat, but unfortunately it's only in Slovenian language, so people might have some problems with understanding, but in the age of AI, I think they will be able to translate it. I'll try to share my screen. So can you maybe see the slides?
Yeah, coming, it's here.
Okay, great. So I prepared a couple of slides. I won't go too much into detail with them. I'll try to follow the flow of what worked and what didn't work, as was mentioned there on your slides, Manfred. So basically, we worked together with SIF. So myself, I'm coming from the School of Economics and Business. This is Ljubljana. If anyone wants to visit us, Slovenia, Ljubljana, I think it's a wonderful place to be. So if you're here, I'm always open for a coffee, lunch. Let's get together and let's talk about KM. The second slide, I would say what especially worked was that we were empowering connections. This was the title and the main theme of the event. We disseminated the research findings from our colleagues in our research program group. You will see from the title of this research program group that we extensively cover knowledge management. It's around 15 people, not all of them, of course, engage in KM, but in one way or another, at least partially they do. What was also the intention was to deepen the collaboration between the School of Economics and Business and the Center of Excellence in Finance. And I would say from a personal point of view, it was some sort of recognition because we had the opening remarks, we had the Vice Dean for Research and Doctoral Studies. So I think this was really important that they also gave some recognition to this event, that it is important what we are doing. And also the director of CEF and also my mentor, which is the head of the research program group, who is now my colleague, also attended, which was, I'm always happy that they can participate in such events. What didn't work, I say, it was more or less unfortunate because not only one person, but three speakers out of five canceled the day before or on the day of the event, because unfortunately it was that time in the year that people are getting sick. So we had to do some sort of crisis management to basically fill in the gaps. And I think in the end, as you can see from the pictures, it was a fairly well-organized event. It was around 25 to 30 people, which I think, given the circumstances and for Slovenia, is quite well. For me, what was surprising, interesting is the fact that a lot of people from different organizations, from different fields, they actually do engage in one way or another with knowledge management. Maybe a lot of the times just terminology is a little bit different, or they are not actually aware that what they are doing is actually knowledge management. And with my research, I especially try to combine knowledge management and aging of the workforce. So for me, it's also interesting that representatives from different generations, so the younger and the older generation, they all, in a way, also engage in knowledge management. For example, knowledge transfer when it comes to mentorship, reverse mentorship, and so on, but I'll try to keep it short. I see a lot of opportunity for these activities to build the bridge between academia and practice even further. For example, when we talk with Ida, it's always insightful. We always gain some additional ideas for new projects, for new activities that we can do. And I think that this year we will try to do an open call via social networks to invite more people to join. So I would say that also in Slovenia, a lot of people maybe are engaging with knowledge management, but the field is a little bit fragmented. So this might be an opportunity to get to know each other with different people from different parts of Slovenia, from different organizations. If they want to collaborate, if they want to build something together in the field of KM, so that we can talk and we can promote this further. And of course, with storytelling, I envision this, that in the future years, this can be a success story of how people from different parts, different organizations came together for a common cause to deliver, I don't know, some sort of well-being for the society or competitive advantage for organizations, all linked to this initiative, KM Global Week. And of course, as Ida mentioned, at the moment, there are I would say a small group of people that are doing this, but in the future, if we get additional people, I think that we can also do more. And I would conclude with that. So feel free to connect, write an email, and try to contact me if you're in Ljubljana anytime. So thank you for this invitation.
Thank you so much, Simon and Ida. This was wonderful. I think we learned something, that is reaching out and connecting academia and industry. And sometimes it's good to get the recognition too. So thank you so much. And I think we just move on to Jessica. I think UK is going to be an interesting new contributor to our community. Not so many people will know you yet, so maybe you just start with a little introduction. Jessica, the floor is yours.
Yes, of course, thank you. I'll just start by saying I'm in a shared office, so there are other people around. You might hear background noise, so I apologise. Thank you for inviting me today and for the introduction. So my name is Jessica Pawley. I work for the NHS, which is the UK Health Service. I'm a knowledge and evidence specialist working within an area called quality improvement, which is around improving healthcare outcomes for patients. So I provide knowledge management and evidence summary support to projects within the organisation. That's my day-to-day role. I sit on a national committee as a vice chair for CILIP's Knowledge and Information Management Special Interest Group. CILIP is the Chartered Institute of Library and Information Professionals. They are based in the UK, based in London, but they are, they have sort of global reaches. So my role, as I say, is the vice chair of that group, and we try to represent equally knowledge management and information management. I also am a registered mentor with them, and I help to mentor and assess people who are going through professional registration. So they have a professional registration level, which includes knowledge management as well. So that's kind of my background and my role. I did have some slides, Manfred. Would I be okay to share those?
Absolutely. I hope I made you a co-host already, but I will try, and you should be able to do that.
See if I can do that. I don't use Zoom very often, so I'm going to see if it works.
There is the green arrow in the center of the bottom.
That's it. Thank you. Okay. Please bear with me. I think I've got it.
It's coming.
Right.
Wonderful. It's here.
Can you see? Ah, fantastic. Thank you. Okay, I'm just going to take it from the beginning of the slideshow then. Okay. So I'm sort of presenting today on behalf of the CILIP Knowledge and Information Management Special Interest Group. That's my hat that's on today. And I wanted to talk about I've got some notes, I'm reading from notes as well. I wanted to talk about a knowledge cafe that we ran last year. So it was during KM Global Week, but we ran it as part of CILIP's Members Fest. So they ran a weekly session, sort of coincided with the same as KM Global Week, a KM Members Fest, which was to run a series of knowledge management and other activities aimed at CILIP members to get them to participate, to network, to learn more about what each other does. So CILIP covers a range of sectors, not just, as I say, I'm in healthcare, but it's not just healthcare, it covers all. So we were invited to put something on as a special interest group, and we ran a knowledge cafe. And the way that we facilitated this was through a series of breakout rooms to discuss key themes relating to knowledge management and information management. So speaking from a healthcare perspective, knowledge management, we're very, very behind. It's very difficult to embed, ingrain, educate about KM because the service, the organization is moving on so quickly, and trying to capture things like lessons learned is really, really hard. So that's just one perspective. But by doing this knowledge cafe, we tried to capture perspectives from all across different sectors. So I'm going to try and move on to my next slide now. So we started off with 6 breakout rooms, and we ended up with just running 4. So this is something that
Jessica,
you
sorry
asked.
to interrupt you. We just see the same slide, the first.
Oh, okay. Bear with me. Oh, that's odd. I'll try again. Thank you, Manfred. I'll try again.
Yeah, that's my privilege to interrupt, isn't it?
No, that's absolutely, you've got to. Maybe if I do it this way.
That works.
You can see that. Maybe I'll just do it that way. That might just be easier. If you can still see it. Okay, thank you. So you asked at the beginning sort of things that went well and things that didn't go so well. So maybe something that didn't go so well was that we had 6 breakout rooms and we ended up only running 4 because we had 2 based on KM, 2 based on IM, and 2 general. And we didn't get sign-ups for two of them. People just weren't interested in going in those breakout rooms. But we did have, so what I've tried to do is use these little icons to illustrate what we had. So we had information management, data security. So that's the first one. And then we had information management, user education, obviously AI, and barriers to knowledge management. So hence the barriers at the bottom there. And what we did was we broke people up into rooms. We asked people to just kind of put themselves where they felt they wanted to go. And these were some of the discussion points that came out of the rooms. So with the AI room, I picked out some key themes. This isn't exhaustive, but this is some that came out. So with AI, people were finding it's difficult to keep up with the changes. And this, bear in mind, this was a year ago, so it's changed even more since. Questions around how do we educate users? So if we don't know how to use the AI tools, how can we expect our library users or clients coming into an information setting? How can we expect them to know how to use it? But one of the advantages of AI obviously is that it can give deeper and more comprehensive content sharing and analysis. Barriers to knowledge management. So as I described in healthcare, it's just difficult. You keep hitting brick walls because people just either aren't interested or can't see what the benefit is to them. People want to do it but are firefighting other things. And there's no modeling of knowledge management from leadership down. This was consistent. This came out across many sectors. And everybody wants to be a learning culture. Our organization wants to be a learning culture, but they don't accept that knowledge is part of that. So how do we do that? And then I'll just quickly talk through the other 2 rooms that we had. So information management, I tried to put these 2 together. So I'll be mindful that this information management isn't my area of expertise. So I'm just going to talk to the slides. So again, lack of time to engage and trying to educate people about why it's important that you kind of manage your information and that people can access it, and having a central space for sharing. And a reliance of some organisations on certain technology. So some organisations will block certain things, and also sort of having information management champions at the coalface to really stress the importance of it, and to create good working relationships and adapt as you as you find them. That's kind of the whole thing with KM and IM, is about adapting, isn't it? So we this was about an hour-long session. And then, as I say, it was part of a series of other events that were being run by CILIP. But what has happened as a result of this is that the outputs from these groups, we shared them widely with CILIP, and they've publicised them on their events page for people to go back and reflect on. And also, we have taken, as a special interest group, we have taken some of the themes from here, and we've used them as a committee to structure some of our events for our members going forward. So that was what we did, and I've put that's our little link there to the CILIP page as well. Thank you.
Maria.
First of all, thank you very much, Jessica. On the CILIP page, can we find all the detailed sharings, first of all?
From the event, yes, I can. That isn't the direct link there, but I can find a direct link and get that shared. Yes, I can do that.
Share the details. We want to learn not only how things worked, but what did you learn? Now, going back to slide number 3, you were speaking about barriers for KM and barriers and themes in the new AI era. Did you speak also about some solutions or how to handle? Did anyone come up with an idea how to keep up with the changes or how to educate users, etc.?
I was in the knowledge management barriers room myself, so I could probably speak more to that one. Sorry, Maria, go on.
So we would love to hear also solutions, not only challenges, if you can share, please, on the barriers.
Okay, so it's probably more ongoing things. I can talk about some things that we're trying sort of here in my role, day-to-day role, is keeping on chipping away at knowledge management. So running anything that you can, any type of event that you can to make people realize they're doing KM without even realize they're doing it. I think that was said previously. We use the phrase sort of knowledge management by stealth. So, you know, we go in and we talk all these like big knowledge management words, and people say, oh, we can't do that, there's no time to do that. And then we say, well, you're actually already doing it. And inviting ourselves to as many different things as possible to show. So my background is a librarian, and people sometimes think, well, librarians, knowledge managers, that's two different things, but it's not. It's one and the same. So we try and educate people around the importance of the role in the organisation, to say that how we can help in those settings, and also, as I say, getting into different meetings and different training sessions helps educate from top down, because that really is important. I think because if you haven't got leadership buy-in, it just doesn't spread. It just kind of keeps hitting the same barriers. So that was some of the things we came up with there.
Jessica, that was wonderful. Thank you so much. I could connect to most of it. And I think Alexandra can do as well. So knowledge management by stealth and the top support, the top management support, Alexandra, is something we've been talking about. Maybe you share your slides as well. I'm sorry, I have to rush a little bit. We have lots of presenters.
So, no problem. I will do that. Before I share the slide, first of all, hello to everyone, especially you, Manfred, the organizer, Moria, and also Pavel, for which I will speak a little bit later during my presentation, and all the other people, especially in Slovenia, for which I have some roots, you can imagine. Okay, that's one thing. Just to start, in Belgium, start from me. I was a knowledge manager in charge during more than 7 years in the NG organization, more specifically in a subsidiary called Tractable Engineering Office. But in 2022, they decided that they didn't need anymore the knowledge management. And so I was restructured, if you understand. It's another word, more polite for fired. Okay, that's a thing. They didn't think that the knowledge management was interesting. I was not the only to be a researcher. I can tell you, but that's another story. Okay, and so I've decided to build my own company and try to find if there were a market and identify the market in Belgium and close to Belgium, France, Germany, Holland, and so on. And I found that it was very complicated. The market is very, very, very complicated, very teeny, and there are not much opportunities. And when there are opportunities, the problem is that that's opportunities for a junior, which is supposed to have 40 years of experience. You know the song. It's complicated, and one of the reasons, and there are different reasons, but one of the reasons I found that KM is not recognized as its correct value is that no one understands exactly what is knowledge management. And so I will start my presentation. Just a moment. Desktop share. Okay. Okay. Up. Do you see something?
Not yet.
Not yet. Nobody should come because I've clicked on the share button. No, nothing. Not yet. Wait. Just a moment. Yes, here I need to click here.
Different windows. You have to after you choose one, you have to enter.
Yes, exactly. Just a moment. And now I take the presentation. Now, do you see something coming? No? And wait. I'm should zoom in.
Maybe Zoom doesn't work in Belgium.
No, it's work, but the parameter of sharing, which is seems to be a little bit complicated. Still not okay now? No, nothing.
I made you co-host. No, but I cannot see it.
I restart once again. Desktop share. Okay, no. Okay, maybe here. Should maybe work.
Now it's coming.
Okay. Do you see something?
Excel slides? Yes, that's your presentation. Wonderful.
So I will speak about the initiative I've led this year in collaboration with the KMGN, and in order to always to reinforce the capacity of the knowledge management to be recognized as its huge value. In February, I had the pleasure to release a KM position paper I've wrote with 8 fantastic KM practitioners all over Europe. And amongst us, we have Pavel, who has well contributed to this document. And my idea was really to explain in one document what is the knowledge management, and especially the implicit knowledge management, because for me, knowledge management, when we speak about knowledge management, it's really the implicit part that is very important. The explicit knowledge management for me falls under the quality assurance systems. And so when we make a clear distinction between explicit and implicit, then we can develop and explain what is knowledge management, because I don't want to spend time to re-explain every day what knowledge management. That was the idea of the KM position paper. We have a document co-authored by 8 professionals all over the world that they describe what is the implicit knowledge management. That was one activity. The second activity that I made with some KMGN members in April 25 is to try to analyze the KM market analysis, to understand from also a lot of participants what is the current situation of the KM market and how we can contribute all together or alone to reinforce the recognition of knowledge management. And at the end of the exercise, if I can say, the message was exactly the following: communicate, communicate, communicate. There were additional points in the presentation, but all falls under the communication. We don't communicate enough on the knowledge management, and we don't communicate in a structured way. Everyone communicate, and so it is a complete various communication, and we don't have one single way of communication that present the knowledge management. That's how I feel. A third initiative I was starting to do with one well-known KM practitioner is to make a KM survey, let's say in two parts, to understand inside of an organization, is knowledge management known? Do they have a problem with the knowledge management? That's one, to synthesize. One part of the things, and the second part of the thing, how can we increase the activity? How we convince the Cs, the executive to start with a knowledge management initiative. But for the moment, this survey is ongoing for, let's say, specific and touchy reason. I will maybe speak to some of you later to explain that. Fourth initiative, but I arrived too late. Andrew Hurt also launched an initiative to try to improve the recognition of the KM, but unfortunately I heard this initiative very late, and so I didn't have the possibility to well contribute. And finally, one thing I've done, we know that knowledge management is not very popular. I have asked to my friend ChatGPT, dear ChatGPT, can you give me the figures of the most popular QA leaders and the most popular KM leaders? I will share you. I did it one or two days ago, so the file in Excel are not well presented, but anyway, you will see, and that's really the
Are you
point.
sharing the right slide with us?
No, maybe not maybe with the Excel, maybe
okay.
Not with the Excel. Just let
Thank
me
you.
up. I will share. Zoop. No, up. Where I am.
We see Excel.
You see Excel? Okay,
yep.
Perfect. And that's the thing. When you look at the QA leader, you see that they have more than 70,000 LinkedIn connection, 41, 25, 33. If you look at the popularity of the KM leader, you will see that it's less below, except Tom Davenport, which unfortunately is not here anymore. But if you take Dave Snowden, 39, Dave Gurten, 22, Stan Garfield, the Pope of the knowledge management, 70,000. And you compare with the QA, you see the huge difference between QA popularity and KM popularity. And so my mantra and my credo is knowledge management is not known. Knowledge management is not recognized. Knowledge management has absolutely no priority in the company, because for different reasons, people don't understand, people don't want the knowledge management in their organization, and it's a pity. And I think we have something to do to increase this recognition of the knowledge management. If we don't do that, it will never be possible. And Jessica, during his talk, spoke about some barrier. I have more or less the same barrier that she found. Of course, it's the same barrier everywhere. The priority, nobody has the time to work on the knowledge management. That's a pity. So if it's not recognized, if it's not understood that knowledge management brings profitability in every kind of sense, it will never be recognized at its correct value. That's what I want to present.
Wonderful. That's excellent news. Quite
excellent.
Disturbing findings, but excellently presented. I think that's stimulating us a little bit, and I think people are, we get triggered by that. So now the objective is to jump over 50,000 followers, maybe, for some of us. I see that Andreas, who might talk for Germany, is not on his table anymore. So, Andreas, can you hear me? Yeah, Andreas is hearing me. Andreas, I hope that you will have the stand-up capacity to just tell us a little bit about your wonderful knowledge management camp and bar camp events. I wanted Carsten to be here, but maybe you can fill in a little bit. Sorry, this was, yeah. Activate your mic. And in the meantime, I make you.
Yeah.
Wonderful, I can hear you. That's good.
Yeah. I'm a little bit unprepared.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I can reflect on Knowledge Week last year. Basically, we had our main event, which I will tell you about just now. But the actual Knowledge Week, we were part of the Knowledge Week, was 1 week later. So we more or less were trying to engage also with the KM sphere outside of Germany. We're a large country or a country which is often considering itself like in a large bubble. We have connections to the international global KMs community, but mostly we're really focused on our market. And so the knowledge camp, which were taking place one week before, was quite successful. And it was the main topic was we were putting this more positively, like Alexandra just were mentioning, this notion we all maybe more or less have in different countries also, sort of the overall importance or relevance as viewed by people when we talk about knowledge management, and to turn this more like realistic, sometimes pessimistic sounding notion into something really positive. So we said, how can we sort of sell knowledge management? And that was the main topic last year. So we said our motto was knowledge management works. So it was really positive. We were trying to do this through showing where our event is like with 250 people participating, around 100 virtually, and the rest like 150 people on premise. And we're basically in the format like people determine all people with challenges in knowledge management in different organizations, in administration, in large corporations, and also in nonprofit organizations. And we sort of focused on best practice examples. So we had lots of good best practices on totally different fields of knowledge management, from wikis to onboarding, offboarding, from more HR topics to more IT topics. And yeah, basically we were really successful. The week after that, we were also participating with the German community in Knowledge Week activities. We had like 2 or 3 events or short talks. People like Lukas Wünsch from MHP, which is the innovation company of Porsche. Porsche. And then we and also with a member of our association, Victoria, who's more like in the connection of project management and knowledge management. And yeah, well, this year, like in exactly 4 weeks, we are doing the Knowledge Camp 2015, and I can announce that we still not prepared with the announcement, with the official, but I can informally announce that we have just finished with the preparation for an international track. Like we have, what I wanted to say, our main format is the attendees determine the program, like with the format of Barcamp, what we already have like for years, have added a curated track, and last year 2 curated tracks, this year also, and this year 1 curated track, just committed to the international, to KM Global Network. So it will be called KM Global Network. Many people from KM Global Network will be speakers, including Manfred, but also many people from Indonesia, from Hong Kong, Eric Sui. And we will do this in 4 weeks with our event, and it will be free of charge for all outside of Germany and Austria. So, or basically, like everyone who's just wanting to look into the KMGN track, it will be free of charge. So you can.
Good. That's great news. I think wonderful. But there's one good practice developed by your group, and maybe you could share that. The Excel sheet, the planning document, where you have the spreads of the different activities and the different rooms and the different activities, the timetable. I'm not sure if you have like this is not prepared, you know. But if you could share that Excel sheet, that would be just wonderful, because it's so operational. You have an open. It's not a Google document; it's an Excel document, I think, or is it Google? I don't know. But people can just announce their session, have a little title, and then even have the documentation. This is the cool part.
Yeah, well, basically, this is because this format is like the attendees also participate in forming the program, and
exactly.
we're using. I'm not prepared, and I'm not. Yeah, would take too long. It's basically a whiteboard, but I must say this year we're doing it differently. We're doing more a top-down curated attempt, because we had lots of problems with people sort of vandalizing involuntarily the program. So we are now having like a professional offer using that for the actual program. But basically we're taking in this, and we're, of course, at the camp itself, we are using whiteboards to communicate with each other. Basically, Barcamp is a very open format, so you can come with a talk, you can come with a discussion, you can come just with a group of people participating in different forms of discussion. And what we are doing also, I have to stress, which helps our community, is we are totally hybrid. That means we have rooms for our talks, which are both virtual and on-premise. So there's no room on-premise which isn't connected virtually, and no virtual room which isn't connected to the premise.
Wonderful. It's very, very demanding, and I think that really needs that you have a team supporting you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I see that some people are requesting to join in editing the document I tried to share. So one more moment before we move on to Tibor. I'm just sharing my little screen. I think this should be the one. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it would be wonderful if you add your findings. So these are the 6 questions: what worked, what did not work. And for Austria, I already drafted some text here, but I think our previous speakers from Slovenia, UK, I think you just could enter some text, another dummy text here, and then we could create a heat map, which is then, you know, this is done automatically, and we could use that material to just create our shared visual. So I hope the link is now open to all of you and you have access. Alexandra, could you just confirm that you have, or Martin, that you have access to that document?
Let me check.
And while you check, I would like to just move one step ahead from Germany to Hungary. Tibor, I know that your network is in emergence. So maybe you tell us a little bit about the status. You were not yet contributing last year, but maybe just give us a few remarks from your side. Thank you.
Hello everybody. I am Tibor Gyulai from Hungary. I have a small consultants company in organization development with knowledge management focus. I work with knowledge management in 20 years ago, and we try the knowledge management. We try to share the importance of knowledge management. There are some history in Hungary, the knowledge management. We have a society in academic circle in 25 years, and but this community is not too active, but once a year we organize a conference for academic people, and the KM Expert is my company. Have some workshops in a year, 3 workshops, mostly online, and we have a newsletter with 700 people, and we send 2 times in a month news and events in these newsletters, and we try to organize the unit of KMGN here in Hungary, but in this time we haven't enough people with good interests, but with Zoltán Pásztori, who lives in Austria, but he is Hungarian friend from me. We try to organize this community. I hope it will successful.
I'm sure it will be. Yeah. So it sometimes takes some time, and there are networks emerging. I think just this is the perfect time for VET. I'm not sure if I can see you. I've seen you previously. VET is the person to connect the networks, and in case you need something, VET is the one to approach. This is true for Jessica, for you as well, and everybody who wants to join our larger global community. Thank you, Tibor. So the emergence of the networks, I think this is natural, and this takes some time, and then it starts to grow. And one network which is quite mature, I would say, one of the most stable and most advanced networks, Pavel, I think this is your community, the Swiss Knowledge Management community. And I think it's a good time for you now to share your developments and your story. I think lots of people already met you, but maybe you start, with a quick.
Okay.
By the way, this is holiday for Pavel, so twice thank you for taking the time in your holidays. Yeah.
Yes, I just arrived in a hotel. In any case, welcome also from my side. Thank you very much. I just recalled that I have done a nice knowledge management project in Ljubljana many years ago with Leg or Sando, and so our Slovenian friends just reminded me on this. What I would like to share is just some reflections on what we have done. I think I can get rid of this. It would maybe like this. No, okay, doesn't work. So last year, we, as Swiss Knowledge Management Forum, we are engaging mainly in doing roundtables to various topics. And in last year, we said, well, let's do in the Knowledge Week 4 roundtables, which you see here on the screen with different topics. And just organize it in such a way that we make a lot of noise about knowledge management, that it is kind of showing like how actively SKMF is working. And the topics which we have picked were just those which seem to be relevant at that time. What was at the end very, very interesting is that it was just too much. It was also too much for us, for our organization. One thing was that on Friday, we had also a special meeting where all of the organizers of the other city roundtables came together. And we said, well, this is just too much. Then we are, after Corona, we are struggling with the fact that people do not really show up so much in our roundtables. We share this issue with many other organizations. Just people do not come anymore to almost any type of meetings. And this is the reason why we are now partnering with the Swiss project management organization in the French, Swiss French part. And last roundtable, which we have done 1 week ago, we are partnering now with the Swiss quality associations. They suffer exactly with the same problem, and if we are finding topics which are similar, are shareable to both audiences, we are winning, which, by the way, is very easy with project management and quality management. Both have a lot of commonalities with knowledge management. So this is something that we are going to do more. It also came to my mind that this dual nature of knowledge management with almost any other function is part of the knowledge management landscape, which Andrew is running as a KMGN project. Then what we have also realized, we have very positive reaction on non-line roundtables, which we can make more broader, have also international audience. And so that's one of the learning. We will focus more on online roundtables and do a little bit less face-to-face. Sorry, this was not meant. So what you see here is our next planning. We have 3 roundtables coming up. The first one you see is already behind us, and what we want to do as well in the Knowledge Week, we are going to do a roundtable on our knowledge management storytelling canvas, which addresses exactly the issue Alexandra was talking about. How do we communicate knowledge management in words and in concepts that executives who have budget and who want to improve their organizations, that these people actually understand how relevant knowledge management is. And this is what we have developed in a KMGN project, co-led with Manfred. And here we are going to introduce this in this roundtable, as well as 2 days later in Berlin in the knowledge camp, which Andreas was talking about just before. So this is from SKMF.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Pavel. I think that that's a lot to learn, and particularly your site mentioned that you had too many events. I think it's a great situation to be in, to have so a high number of events that it's even too much. Yeah. So maybe, Moria, this is interesting for us as well. How much can the market digest, and how can we, lead and navigate our potentially interested people to the correct part of the program? I think, Andreas, you have the same, but you have a strict self-service approach. So you make it transparent on a huge table, and people more or less self-select. Yeah. And you do only 2 days, which is a typical conference format, but 1 week of events is a lot, I think. Yeah. So it's quite demanding for participants.
If I can add just one thing, we just heard that QA has also the same, let's say, difficulties than the KM. Okay, maybe, but one of the most advantage of the QA is that the ISO 9001 impose organization to have a quality assurance system, which is not the case for the KM. And even if organizations are trying to reduce the scope of the QA because it costs too much or blah, 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 they are obliged to do something. The same for project management. Without project management, we know that the project is a mess in 99% of the case. So both QA and project management have an advantage. We as KM, we don't have this management. That's why I was really hoping that ISO 34001 could be in one way or another be incorporated in the ISO 9001 revision for nature. But I think it will not be the case, and that's such a pity. We don't count on the organization's life. We are peanuts.
I can explain. First of all, ISO cannot, no ISO standard can change the organization. ISO is organizations take the requests, take the standards and use them where they believe they can benefit. It doesn't work the other way around, 1. 2, in the next version of 9001, it is very closely aligned to Knowledge Management 3041. We worked very hard on it, and it is very concise, but encompasses all the important things that we have in 3041. So 3041 will be only an enlargement of ISO 9001-716 and not something different. That is good news, and it's on its way. And I'm also regarding to the new 901, comparable to the new 3041, that is also on its way to the public.
I'm really interested to read both documents as soon as they can be shared with people. So if you need a reader, you can contact me. No problem. I will discuss a little bit later because I have maybe some good news.
Yeah,
I think this is part. Pavel?
Maybe I would like to comment a little bit on this. When the knowledge management and also the competency management was introduced in ISO in 2015, we had great hopes that knowledge management will get a boost. And we did also roundtables exactly to that. Nothing happened. We realized a little bit later that organizations can pass a new audit according to this new ISO without doing anything whatsoever in knowledge management. So that was the disappointment. What is encouraging, however, we are seeing now that 10 years later, organizations are really looking for improvement areas, and now they are turning towards knowledge management, having a justification in their ISO norms to do something in knowledge management. And so we are now, at least in Switzerland, seeing modest, small steps towards knowledge management because of the ISO, which is good.
Excellent. Excellent, but it's really takes time, and that's problematic. We cannot expect 30 years more. We'll not be there anymore.
Manfred, I think this is a different discussion that we can hold as a session by itself, because there's a lot to be said on the issue.
Absolutely, and I think the groundwork was done. I think we have the standard, and this is a big topic, and I think it's going to have its impact in the years to come. I have just a quick check on the time. I would not try to, not share the Austrian perspective, which should be the last. I will be quite short on that, and then let's summarize it a little bit. I tried to, share my own screen once more and give you the results or the findings of our Austrian community, which should be visible to you, I hope. You should see my slides.
Yes.
Is it visible again?
Yes.
Wonderful. So I prepared just 4 little inputs and structure it to the age group. So in our local community, we tried to address pupils in the age in the high school age, 17 to 19 years of age, before they start the university degrees, to give them a kind of interest and what could be knowledge management and what is knowledge as a resource for their career. And this was quite fascinating to see how some of our members in our local community, they are teachers, in this kind of schools, they tell their pupils that knowledge is the resource per se. It's not just a trade, for example, go for engineering or go for management, something like that, but think about the knowledge per se. What is interesting was that the students, the young, it's not kids anymore, but young adults, they really learned the idea of the positive marginal returns. And I think that might have an impact on their choice, what they're going to study later on. So this leads to the second group. We have not so much contact to the bachelor's and master students. We do have, but for some reasons, this is not a living relation. It's happening, but the PhD students, they are focusing a lot on knowledge management from almost all disciplines, coming from architecture and history to engineering, classical management, and librarian sciences. So we have lots of PhD students still covering and working on that topic. This is, I think, the core definition of our local group. It's a little bit on science, and this is how we see the world. It's a method and leading us to the artificial intelligence, because talking precisely, making knowledge explicit is part of all that for us to communicate with the chatbots, with the large language models. And this leads to the industry pickup. And Alexandra, the good news here in Austria is different to your story, which I heard in spring when we talked about the topic, is that industry is picking up, and they are trying to organize their knowledge bases as part of their digitalization efforts to feed their large language models, because they see that the AI approaches, whatever they do, they do need the knowledge base. So this is now clicking. And for me, this is good news for all of us. The standardization is one thing. The documentation and digitalization is another one, which is per se not knowledge management, but it leverages knowledge management. And industry is quite, opportunistic on that regard. They want the benefit. And what I see in not all of the organizations, but increasingly more in the technology intensive ones, is that they say, okay, yes, there is an opportunity, and we have to do that kind of homework, which we should have done 10 years ago already. Yeah. But now they start to do it. And I think this is good news for us. And there's another one. This is how are we using AI to teach knowledge management? And this was a topic among teachers. You see here on the right part, a kind of pizza meeting, which was part of our efforts to, spread the idea of collaborating among different universities about the topic of knowledge management here in Graz. And it was very well received. And then started a very funny, this is the interesting part of the story down here. I move on to the next slide. down here, yeah, the stories. We reconnected to a colleague which we met in knowledge management, and is now working in big science. And big science for all of you is the CERN, for example, the very huge physics projects invested by many different countries from all parts of the world. So they are long-term, very fundamental problems. And now we reconnect in the context of knowledge management and coming to reunite, Australian friends and Austrian friends and from all of Europe, and talking and thinking about the impact of science as the trade to create knowledge, and how that impacts the innovation part. Yeah, how that big science, for example, is feeding back to, for example, the automotive industry in creating new approaches, for example, to do magnetics for the e-vehicles, for the electric vehicles, which is a big problem. So I think this is quite interesting. And the knowledge management part, the story element, is the glue connecting all those different people from various physics, hardcore science, and IT, and measuring technologies to management. So this is the interesting part. The surprising for me was, and you can check that, I checked for in the German language Wissen and knowledge. We find knowledge management already in the Teams context, where we have this Office 365. And I've seen 24 applications supporting knowledge management. So for me, this is the surprising part, and the good symbol for the big market, the big players, as accepting our topic as relevant. So I see lots of sun and opportunities in our domain. While I was speaking, I checked in our document, and this is, please let me share this. How can I do that efficiently? Maybe I can do it like that. No, I'm not. You cannot see it, unfortunately. So I have to reshare. Give me a second.
We see.
We see it, right?
Do you see the spreadsheet?
Yes.
Wonderful. So the spreadsheet is filling, and this is, ladies and gentlemen, thanks to your inputs, starting from first line UK. Alexandra, you're starting to work, and please delete this dummy. Obviously, it's just my test, So I think we can follow this structure, and it's not necessary to file text for every little one of them, but this is hopefully copy-pasted automatically, to this spreadsheet. And what we should do in the last 5 minutes, maybe for each country, you have your slot. Slovenia has the starting point, and then followed by UK. Jessica, are you still with us? I think you just move on to the second table here, and then you do a rating. Is this the best thing you're very proud of, or is this just good, or is this a very poor finding? What is it? Yeah, down here I gave you the option. For example, what worked? The engagement of people worked quite well in Austria. So, ladies and gentlemen, just do a final step, yeah, and do your rating down here, and replace it for Slovenia. I just do it here in good, okay, and that's it. Yeah. So I will use that and give you 5 minutes, and then paste it in another visual. And this, Moria, is supposed to be helpful for you and for all of us, because you are communicating a lot, and maybe all of you could do it together, and try to share it here. Yeah. So I will paste our data down here. So this is empty, okay? And all I will do is to paste your findings here, and then we will have a new visual. Just give it a try what we have already. So I'm using that, and I will update it in a few minutes, okay? So just take what I have already and paste it down here. This is Flourish, by the way. I like this tool, and some of you have already seen our work. So see, this is strange. This is interesting. So I think I have to readjust the numbers here. Just give me a second. The X, Y, the label B, this is the number A. I think this should be A. Okay. Just give it a try. This is, work in progress, so don't mind. Oh yeah, that's much No, that's, well, yeah, it's working already, but the values are missing. So just give me another one, which is C. So yeah, we should find the text. No, we don't have the text here. The pop-up is in line D. Just a second. Pop-up is in line D. So update this. This is oh yeah, it's working. I'm happy. This is working. Yeah. So you see, we will find our little text here. And I will update our findings based on what you paste here. And Maury, I'm going to send you the visual in like 20 minutes from now, so you still have time to upgrade it. And I hope this is in the benefit for all of us. Yeah, so we create something together, a heat map, which is telling what works, what does not work, depending on your origin and your countries. Tibor, I will not put any pressure on you, so I will delete Hungary, so it should not be empty. Yeah, so I will just delete it in case you would like to fill it. I will see it in a second, but there should not be a pressure for people to share. Yeah, Andreas, I'm very sure that you and Carsten, they have lots of answers to that. So I think we will update it very soon. And Pavel, as you're on holiday, I think we will update it in a few days. But this is what my plan is with all of you, to create a shared output and update it. So this is 10 minutes before our end of the session. And what I learned, ladies and gentlemen, I will stop my sharing here now and see your faces. What I learned is that there is lots of similarities, but a huge diversity in activities, a huge diversity. And maybe Moria, this is on you because you have covered the whole world. I think, is it representative for the rest of the world in your point of view, or is it homogeneous, typical Europe, or is it something else? What's your interpretation of the last minutes?
My interpretation is that we have here many representatives in countries with less developed KM. Now, I'm being very careful because I think that in the UK it is developed. However, maybe the people that are doing it for many years were not represented here today, but there are still countries where we see that it's going slow, and other places, nowhere it's running, but it's working. If I have, in small Israel, I have over 20 employees that do KM for every day from morning to evening, and that's only my company. So it's working. It's already a business. It's not someone here and someone there. And the same thing goes to India, and the same thing goes to US, and the same thing goes to other places. So it can be that we don't have the right people, and it can be that we have in Europe yet a slower pace of internalization of the idea of KM.
That's quite interesting, and I would like to confirm your observation. I did a kind of academic research, like a library research, and papers citing knowledge management or covering knowledge management. And the interesting part was that most of the papers are now coming not from Europe or not the United States, not from England, but they're coming from China and India. Yeah, so this are popping up, and particularly in knowledge management, I see a huge dynamic here. And I mean, for Austria, this is not a problem because we are 7 million people. So let's be realistic. Yeah, but the dynamics of our topic, I think, is moving to the very big and populous countries. Nevertheless, the general takeaway for me is that the topic is prospering and that we are making progress and we are connecting. So I think we have the last final minutes. And I think we covered the minimum agenda which was on my plan. Martin is commenting. Martin, just open your mic, please. Just tell us your experiences.
Yeah, so I can say the same for our company, KM Management International. So we are working very hard in the aviation sector within Switzerland with FOCA and with Swiss and within Europe with CIASA. And I'm now for 2 months in the USA. So we are working as well with FAA. And that's all about knowledge within the aviation sector. So we are doing very lot, and I'm very busy on LinkedIn about this subject, KM. So I think we are doing a lot in the aviation sector. It's a huge potential. But the problem we have, that's always to share the knowledge together.
I think, the big advantage why pilots are doing the checklists, in difference to other people, is that they fly on their planes. So they are involved and they have an incentive to do it.
That's it. We have a very huge regulation within the aviation sector, and that's the reason why, exactly, yeah.
Okay. I think it's 5 minutes to the limit. We should definitely not stress too much of our time. We booked for 90 minutes. So this is your last chance to comment. Maybe who is still here and has the screen on? Anna, you were here one of the very early persons. What is your takeaway, if I may just take you to the stage here? Is there something to transfer into your context?
Thank you so much. It was so interesting, so inspiring. And the most important thing that I took, that it's everywhere, that knowledge management is not valued in many, many countries as well as in our. So it's a big challenge for me to be in Armenia and to convey to everyone the importance and the insightful side of knowledge management and sharing knowledge. And yes, Slovenia experience with just involving different organizations as well this year in the Knowledge Cafe is vital as well. That maybe we will do it as well in our organization and in our country. And so I need to digest the information and think about the insights. Thank you so much again, and it was so pleasant to see you again and to have this insightful meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. And Don, I've seen your comment too. Maybe you open your mic and tell us your context.
Yeah, so I'm in Sweden. There are a lot of companies doing knowledge management, I think, but we don't have a network or anything going on. So I will be having an event for this year's Global Knowledge Week, where I will just be doing I'm calling it Knowledge Management for Everyone. And it's going to be an open public event. Just, what is knowledge management? Why should we be doing it? Are we maybe already doing it, but we don't know it's called knowledge management, just like a For Dummies or 101 event. So.
We've been in 1999 in Stockholm in the Nordic knowledge management community, and there was a Professor Johansson. Maybe he's emeritus in the meantime, but it was a huge Scandinavian community. So I'm very sure that you will find an audience in your efforts. Yeah. So congratulations. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hear that. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are on our time. I would like to close this. I will wait for additional inputs and just give me a hint, Pavel. Do you think you could complete this Excel file in Google Drive?
Yes, I can do it, but maybe not today.
Wonderful. Okay. Andreas, same question to you. Maybe some people might add a few lines. If not, no pressure. But I think it would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would also ask the people who did some events in the actual Knowledge Week.
Wonderful. And for all the rest of you, maybe Don, as you're part of the European gang already, yeah. So Anna, just add your observations. I will adjust and tweak the connections. and then let's create something, and maybe we can do a commitment. And Moria, maybe by Monday we will have all that content, so you get a visual on Monday noon European time. Okay, and that's, I think, for today. This was a wonderful sharing session. I learned a lot, very controversial stuff. Thank you so much, and hope to see you in the Knowledge Management Global Week in October. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
She's not, Dawn, if you start a knowledge management gathering in Sweden, we're here to help you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Wonderful.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Martin. So, Pavel, jetzt sind es nur noch wir zwei.